Hello everyone. Welcome back to the GATE Engineering online learning classes. I am Dr. Mohan Mansal. In this class, we are going to discuss about the classifications of the signal, which is a part of the signals and system. What is the classifications of the signal? Signals are classified in main categories: continuous and discrete time signal, even and odd signal, periodic and non-periodic signal, deterministic and random signal, energy and power signal. Okay, here I have highlighted in the color. These are the most important topics. From these two topics, there is high chance to ask the question in the GATE exam. That's why it is highlighted in the color. So you work on the energy and power signal and periodic and non-periodic signal. There is very less chance, or we can say that 1 or 2% chance from asking questions from the deterministic and random signal and continuous time and discrete time signal. And very high chances from the periodic and non-periodic energy and power signal, and few chances from the even and odd signal. So we will cover all these topics one by one very quickly. I hope you have some basic understanding about all those things. A continuous time signal is specified for continuous value of time. Is a continuous time signal. This signal is defined for continuous value of time from minus infinity to infinity. Here in the second signal, you can see that this signal is defined for continuous time. From minus infinity to minus 5, its value is 0. From minus 1 to infinity, its value is 0. And between minus 5 to minus 1, its value is e to the power t divided by 2. This signal is plotted as a continuous time. So this signal is continuous time signal. And discrete time signal is sampled. There is one theorem is called sampling theorem. By using sampling theorem, continuous time signal is converted to the discrete time signal. So here signal are sampled at some specific interval, and we are getting a discrete time signal. Time axis is discretized at some specific interval of time. Okay, discrete time signal.
I have a doubt, sir.
Yes, ask.
Sir, in the continuous time signal, there was a discontinuity in the graph. Still, it is called a continuous time signal, sir. Why, sir?
Just a minute. In this graph, you are asking in this graph?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In this graph, this signal is not discretized at each interval. This is continuous in nature, but signal is defined that this is continuous is what t divided by 2 between minus 1 to minus 5. It is not discretized at intervals. Okay?
No, sir, I'm not talking about discretization. I'm asking that it is discontinuous at one point, sir. At 2 points, actually. Discontinuous, okay, sir, not discontinuous.
That is the things here. We can see the signal is changing. It is true. Signal is discontinuous at 2 points, but this signal is called continuous time signal because signal is defined for continuous period of the time.
Okay.
Signal is defined for continuous period of time. Beyond this range, it is 0, but in between, the signal is continuous. Here, if we write e to the power n divided by 2, so that in that case, we will get some impulses at n equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3, and n equal to 4, n equal to 5 like that. Okay, here sir. Signal is defined xt. This is the representation of the continuous time signal. If we represent signal as xn, this is the representation of discrete time signal. If we plot it, it will be like this, look like this. Okay. So here you can see there is discontinuity between each sample, but there it is continuous in the defined period. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we come to the even and odd signal. Even signal is defined as a symmetric around the origin or across the y-axis. Here, whatever signal we have in the first quadrant, that you will see in the second quadrant as a mirror image. Okay. So this is the continuous time even signal, and this one is a continuous discrete time even signal. And even signal is defined by x minus t is equal to xt. Or in the discrete time signal, x minus n is equal to xn. Okay. These are some example of the even signal. Cos t and t square are the examples of the even signal. If we substitute t equal to minus t, you will get the equal to xt. In x2t, if you substitute t equal to minus t, you will get t square. That's why it is an even signal. Okay. Now come to the odd signal. This signal is that anti-symmetric around the origin. Whatever signal we have in the first quadrant, we can see that in the third quadrant. So this signal is defined as x minus t is equal to minus xt, or x minus n is equal to minus xn. Here some example like that. x1t is the sine t and x2t is equal to tq. If you substitute t equal to minus t in these examples, you will get minus sine t for x1t and you will get minus tq for x2t. So these two signals are the odd signal. Okay. But few signals are the neither even or nor odd signal. So in that case, we can represent any signal, any signal, neither even or not signal, odd signal, by sum of even and odd signal. So here you can see that even signal can be represented by xt plus x minus t divided by 2, and odd signal can be represented by xt minus x minus t divided by 2. This is the representation of even and odd signal from any signal. So we can get even component by this expression, we can get odd component by this expression. So now here, this is the quiz time. You will have to ask. I will ask some questions. You will have to answer. This is the even signal or odd signal, or neither even nor odd signal. But we have very limited time, so quickly you answer. Okay? You unmute your audio and reply me. What is it? This is the even, odd, or neither even nor odd.
Even, sir.
Please
Odd, sir.
be attentive. Be attentive.
The
Okay,
first one
this
is
is the
odd.
odd signal. Here you can see that there is anti-symmetry. This is xt and this is the minus x minus t. So we are getting minus x minus t. Anti-symmetry around the origin. What about this signal?
Even.
Yeah. What about this signal? Third one?
Odd.
Yeah, this looks like sine signal for a period. What about this signal?
Even.
Yeah.
Even.
So this kind of understanding you should have. What about this signal?
Even.
What about
Even.
the last signal?
Not
Neither even
not
nor.
Yeah, correct. So you have understanding about this. That's good. But we can represent neither even nor odd signal by sum of even and odd component. Okay. Here you can see that this is the xt, which is neither even nor odd signal, but we can represent by sum of even and odd component. Okay. So here xt is the sine t plus cos t, where we can identify easily sine t is the odd component and cos t is the even component. We can easily identify. We know that sine t is the odd and cos t is the even. We know that. But if we substitute t equal to minus t, we will get sine minus t plus cos minus t. So we will get cos t minus sine t. Here we are getting minus sine t, that means sine t is the odd component. Here we are getting cos t, that means it is the even component. Okay. Okay. Or in other way we can solve xt plus x minus t divided by 2. If you substitute xt plus x minus t, your sine t will cancel out. You will get 2 cos t divided by 2. So this is the cos t, which is the even component. And for odd component, you will have to subtract x minus t from xt and you have to divide by 2. So you will get sine t. This is the odd component. But for GATE exam, you don't need to do all these things. You can directly identify from here. You know the sine t, the odd component, cos t, the even component. You will have to use the smart approach. Okay. Sine t, the odd component, cos t, the even component, that you know. But what about this? Sine t plus cos t plus sine t cos t. Okay. We know sine t is the odd component, cos t is the even component, and sine t is the odd component, cos t is the even component. We know. So what is the multiplication of odd component, even component? That is always odd component. So we can consider it as an odd component. Correct? So this is this is the homework problem like that I have considered. So you can solve it by sine t plus sine t cos t is the odd component. First component and third component is the odd component, cos t is the even component. Okay. So we will not give too much time on the even and odd signals. This is another problem. So can you tell me what is the one? Okay, sir, just a minute. First, I will tell you how we can identify by inspection. x1t and x2t both are even component. Product of two even components, product of two even signal is always even. You should understand this thing. Product of even signal is always even because x1 minus t can be written as x1t, x2 minus t can be written as x2t. Product of two odd signal is always even component because we can write x1 minus t as minus x1t and x2 minus t as minus x2t. And product of an even signal and an odd signal is always odd signal because we can write xc minus t as xct, which is an even component or even signal, and xo minus t can be written as minus xot, which is the odd signal. And overall we will get minus xt xot, which is the odd signal. If we are getting negative, that means it is odd. If we are getting positive, it means it is even. So now come to this problem. Can you tell me what is 1?
Even, sir.
Even. Always any constant is even signal because constant can be represented by like this. This is 1. So it is symmetric around the y-axis. T is our odd signal. Cos t is our even signal. Overall t cos t will be
Odd.
Okay. What is t square sin t?
Even. That is odd, sir.
Odd, sir.
Yeah, correct. T square is even, sin t is odd. So it will be odd. What about tq sin t cos t?
Odd times odd times even.
Odd times even. So it will become even. Correct. That kind of understanding you should have. Okay. Because odd multiplication odd will be even and even multiplication even will be even. Okay. So now come to the periodic and non-periodic signal. This is the very important. for the GATE exam. Any periodic signal can be represented by xt plus capital T is equal to xt, and capital T is the fundamental period, and periodic signal is repeated over and over with repetition period of time t. In discrete time signal, xn plus n naught is equal to xn, and n naught is the number of samples by which signal is repeating. Okay, and that signal is called as the n naught is called as the discrete fundamental period, measured in number of samples space. A signal which does not satisfy the above equations is called non-periodic signal. Okay, all these signals are periodic signal. Okay, because it is repeating after some period. The sum of two or more periodic signals may or may not be periodic. Sum of two or more periodic may or may not be periodic. Some will be periodic if and only if the ratio of their fundamental period is rational. Okay, so how we'll check the periodicity of sum of two signals? First, you need to determine the fundamental period of signal, individual signal. Then you will have to compute the ratio of their fundamental period. If ratio is rational, that means ratio of integer number, then the sum signal will be periodic. Okay. In a discrete time signal, sum of periodic signal will always periodic because ratio of individual period is always rational. Because n0 or discrete fundamental period is always integer. Because it is a number of samples. Are you getting me? Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In discrete time signal, sum of periodic signal will always periodic, because note down this point. This is very important. Because fundamental period of discrete time signal is always integer. So fundamental ratio of fundamental period of discrete time signal will be always rational or ratio of integer number. Okay. But in the continuous time signal, we need to check what we are getting. Ratio of fundamental period is rational or not. That we need to check. These are the some examples we will see. x1t is sine 15 pi t. Okay, and we'll represent this sine is sine omega t. We'll represent this sine is sine omega t. Okay, a fundamental period can be computed by t is equal to 2 pi divided by omega. That you know. Okay,
Yes,
so we'll compute x1t sine 15 pi t. If we compare from here, sine 15 pi t, omega is sine 15, omega is 15 pi. So fundamental period will be 2 pi divided by 15 pi. This is our fundamental period of the signal 1. Similarly, we can compute x2t, fundamental period of x2t. It will become 2 pi divided by 20 pi. Okay, very easy. For x3t, we will get 2 pi divided by root 2 pi, fundamental period. For x4t, we will get 2 pi divided by 5 pi. Is it correct? Now come to the sum of periodic signal. All these signals are periodic. All these signals are periodic. Okay. If we write, instead of sine 5 pi t, we write sine 5t. It is also periodic. We will get 2 pi divided by pi. For sine 5 pi t or sine 5t, fundamental period will be 2 pi divided by 5. Okay. And question is asked for the x5t is the x2t plus x4t. What will be the fundamental period of the signal x2t plus x4t if signal is periodic? x2t is sine 20 pi t, x4t is sine 5 pi t. What is the fundamental period of x2t is the 0.1 second. Fundamental period of x4t is the 0.4 second. If you take the ratio of both the things, we will get 1 divided by 4. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
everyone.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes,
here
sir.
ratio of fundamental period is 1 divided by 4. This is the ratio of integer number. So we can say that this is a periodic signal. Okay, if we write one signal like that sine 5t, instead of sine 5 pi t, we write only sine 5t. Okay, this is the periodic, and sine 20 pi t is also periodic. But in case of the sine 20 pi t plus sine 5t, it will be non-periodic. Okay, it will be non-periodic because one time you will get 2 pi divided by 5. Fundamental period will be 2 pi divided by 5. Okay, now if you take the ratio of both of things, you will not get the rational number because pi is the irrational number. Correct? So in one term, if you compute the ratio of both the things t1 and t2, you will get pi in the ratio. So it will become irrational number. So that's why it is not a periodic signal. Are you getting me what I am saying? If both the signal with pi
then signal will be periodic. If both the signal without pi, then sum of the signal will be periodic. If one signal is with pi and one signal without pi, signal will be non-periodic. Okay. Now, how we compute the periodic fundamental period of the signal? The signal is periodic. We can compute the period of the summed signal by taking the LCM of T1 and T2. LCM of T1 and T2, where T1 is 1 divided by 10 and T2 is 2 divided by 5. If we take the LCM of both, we will get 2 by 5, which is 0.4 second. How we take the LCM of the rational number? LCM of the numerator divided by HCF of denominator. Okay. So T naught will be 0.4 second. Now, deterministic and random signal, which is not important, just you should know what is the definition. Deterministic signal can be represented by mathematics expression. It is predefined. It is defined by some independent variable. But random signal is non-deterministic. That cannot be represented by some mathematical expression. Okay, noise is one example of a random signal, and sine signal, cos signal, exponential signal are the example of deterministic signal. Okay. Now come to the energy and power signal. A signal. This is a very important topic for the gate exams point of view. You should know the definition first, because sometimes question may ask from the definition. A signal is said to be energy signal if the total energy is finite and average power is 0. Okay. So one times this question asked in the fill in the blanks. Energy signal has total energy is finite and average power is fill in the blanks. Sometimes such kind of questions is already asked in the GATE exam. For energy signal, total energy is finite and average power is what? Okay, then you have to write 0 there. Okay, now how we can compute the energy of the signal? By taking the absolute value of the square and integrate them, we will get the energy. Energy of the signal is defined by integration of mod xt square dt. And for the discrete time signal, integrator is represented by summation and xt is represented by xn. So summation of mod xn square is the discrete time energy signal. And this is very important. That's why I highlighted it. All the bounded signals are the energy signal. Okay. Always I will share the PPT. Then always you work on my colored contents. Colored contents. Okay. All the bounded signals are the energy signal. What is the meaning of the bounded signal? Bounded signal, which is defined like this. It means for t tends to infinity, signal xt should be 0. Okay. For t tends to minus infinity, again xt should be 0. Okay, this is the condition of the bounded signal. So if we write like this is the e to the power minus at. Understand this concept. This is a very useful concept. Direct questions will ask in the 1 marks question. Direct question may come. This is the e to the power minus at ut. Okay, so questions may ask like this: is this signal is energy signal, power signal, neither energy nor power signal, or both energy or power signal? This kind of questions may ask. So you should understand this is the bounded signal and its value is 0 at t tends to infinite. So this will be definitely energy signal. Okay, you should understand in this way. If I draw one signal, this is the signal which is e to the power at ut. This is the unbounded signal. Okay, this is unbounded signal. If sometimes questions may ask e to the power at ut is energy signal, power signal, neither energy nor power, or both energy and power signal. So e to the power at ut is the unbounded signal. So this is not an energy signal. Okay. So for energy signal, all the signals should be bounded. So you remember this definition. And energy signal is defined for finite duration. That's why I have written this statement. Finite duration means for t tends to infinity, t tends to minus infinity, xt should be 0. Function should be 0. Now come to the power signal. Power signal is defined for average power is finite and energy signal is infinite. In power signal, average power should be finite and energy is infinite. Okay. And power can be computed of the signal by this integration, where t is the fundamental period. Because why this is t? Because this signal is the fundamental period of the signal, and power signal is defined for the periodic signal. Power for a discrete time signal xn is defined by 1 divided by 2n plus 1 summation of minus n to n mod xn square. Here integrator is represented by summation. Okay. And power signal is defined for finite value, finite duration signal. What does it mean? It means that for finite value, infinite duration signal. What signal is this? This is 1. What signal is this? Can anyone tell me?
Step.
Yeah, this is a step signal.
Unit step.
This is the unit step signal. Okay. So unit step signal is defined with finite value. Its value is 1 for positive value and its value is 0 for negative value. So it is 1 for infinite duration. Till t equal to infinite, ut is 1. So we can say that this is the power signal. Okay. And for any constant, let's see, it may be 1, 2 for both sides. It is again power signal because its value is finite and duration is infinite. You keep in mind, if I plot sine omega naught t, sine omega naught t, this is defined for finite duration, infinite duration, and its value is finite, 1 and minus 1. Correct? Its value is finite, and other thing is that duration is infinite. So this is the again power signal. Okay, so you remember this point. This is very important to identify the signal is power or not. Or other definition is that all the periodic signals are power signal. All the periodic signals means signal is defined for infinite duration. All the periodic signals means signal is defined for the infinite duration. That signal will be power signal, but reverse is not true. It means we can't say that all the signals are the all the power signals are the periodic. We can't say that, but we can say that all the periodic signals are power signal. Just like that, ut is not a periodic signal, but it is power signal. Correct? But sin t, omega t, triangular signal with repetition period, rectangle pulse with repetition period, all the power signal. Now, these are some examples on energy and power signal. First, you let me know what is it. This is energy or power signal?
Energy. I think it's energy. Yes.
It is energy signal. You can see that it is e to the power minus 2 t ut. This signal is defined for like this. For t tends to infinity, its value will be 0, and t equal to 0, its value will be 1. So signal will be defined exponentially decaying signal, and it is bounded signal. So this signal is definitely energy signal. And for computation, you will have to use this integration. You will have to substitute the xt value, and you can compute. You are getting the energy value 1 divided by 4 joule. If sometimes ask what is the value of the energy signal or power signal, what is the value of the signal energy value? Now if we compute the power, what should be power of the energy signal? What should be the power for the energy signal?
0.
0. If you compute power, you will get 0 here. Okay. So this is definitely energy signal. You should understand concept for the GATE exam. You should directly write the answer. It is energy signal or power signal, and by visualizing the signal or expression. Okay. What about this? A e to the power j omega t. A e to the power j omega t. This is the complex signal. This complex signal can be written as cos omega t plus j sin omega naught t. Okay. Cos omega t plus j sin omega t. So cos and sin are the periodic signal, which is the power signal. So this will be again power signal. Okay. Sin omega t. So this is again power signal. Energy is infinite. If you compute it, power is a square. Okay. This is a mathematical calculation. I will not explain here. Just you need to remember the formula. You will have to substitute the value of xt. You will get the energy and power both. Here I will discuss the concept. I will not discuss with the calculation part. So the signal is power signal. Now come to this part, this problem. Xt is e to the power 2t ut. What about it? Please respond me. Make it interactive class.
Energy, sir.
Yeah, tell me. Neither energy nor power signal, because if we plot this signal, we will get such kind of the plot, correct? For t equal to 0, you will get 1. For t equal to infinite, you will get infinite. So this is the neither energy nor power signal. That's why we are getting infinite and infinite.
Thank you for watching this video.